Welcome to the Ave Podcast, where I'm joined by two gentlemen right here who have a lot in common. They're both friends of the podcast, friends of South Shore Ave. They are both Canadian Basketball Hall of Famers for the post-secondary colleges and universities. And both of them have a very deep love and appreciation for LeBron James. Please welcome Jan Michael Nation and Anthony Basher to the show. How you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. That was a good lead-in. You're speaking the truth.
Hold on.
Speaking the truth.
Are we allowed to cuss on here?
Watch this guy.
Are we allowed to cuss on here?
Sure, why not? Go ahead.
Yeah. Fuck you, Calvin.
Right away. Let him have it, eh?
Man,
yo, I saw your whole energy change. That was great.
What an intro. That's crazy.
Oh, that's enough for me right there. I can end the show just on that alone.
Wow. You can hear the love in the air in that one.
Yes, sir. Hold on. I'm gonna swap out my my glasses for a quick second, and I'm gonna put on these shades for this reason here, because number one, I want to look cool. But secondly, Jad, pick your head up. But secondly, this is the 300th episode of the Ave Podcast. So I wanted to get my Spice Adams on, and floss a little bit. Ha ha.
Hey, you know what? That's nasty work, Kelvin. Because you couldn't even give us a heads up so we could be cool too. But you just want to single yourself out because you're selfish, thinking about yourself. All right, buddy. I remember that for next time, man.
Yeah,
hey, you can get the glasses if you want. You can get it. It's okay.
Yo, man, you couldn't.
My shades are in the car. I can't even do that. It's too chilly.
I know, but I couldn't give me the extra 5 minutes warm up, man. Anyway, so I'll keep that in mind for next time.
I'll have to. You know what? The next one we'll put it in shades. We gonna be like we in the bottle service section of the club next time. But yeah, no. But see, for real, this is the 300th episode, man. So
congrats,
thank
man.
you guys for being on this. No, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, man. And I feel like I'm the better times are ahead for sure. So,
well, I think it's a testament to hard work never goes unnoticed, and it's like the journey, man. There's so much to learn. Just imagine where you started, all the things that you learned along the way, and how many things that all the information you gathered from then till now, and how you could use it applying going forward. And so when you get that first $1 million check when you got in that contract, I get 90% of it. Batch could get one, but I get 90%. Right, okay,
listen, I'm not greedy at all.
I was gonna offer a free bottle service for you. You said 90%. I was gonna say
whatever
I'll get a bottle for the club.
No, congrats, man.
Whatever you spend on the bottle service, I'll take that change. I'll put that into an investment or something like that. I'm broke.
It's all good.
Nah, I appreciate you guys, man, because you guys are part of the ride too, man. So I appreciate that's not legally binding, but I appreciate you guys though, for real though. Thank you, for real. Like all seriousness, let me take the shades back off. But yeah, man. As we know, we love hoops, and we definitely wanted to get into some of this NBA discussion that we haven't had for a little bit. I know the last time I had you guys on, we tried to do an episode before and technical difficulties didn't work itself out. But, you guys have kind of rehashed and you guys are in good vibes again. Because the last time, I had you guys both on camera, y'all were beefing with this LeBron thing, thinking the Lakers is going to take out the Timberwolves. But, we moved past it now. I'm glad to see black men unite in the name of Jesus. That makes me feel good all up in my spirit. So I'm glad to see y'all work that out. Jan's really quiet right now. You don't have to be quiet, Jan. It's okay. I'm happy. I'm proud of y'all. Y'all worked it out like two strong, upstanding black men. I like that.
Listen, you know what it is? You know what? Sometimes you're confident because you see things, and you know what it is? It's as you get older, gotta stay humble, man. And you know what? Another thing is you just gotta admit when you're wrong, man. And I made an assessment. I made a few calls that didn't pan out, man, and circumstance and just the game, man. And so, Batch, congrats. This is the last time you'll probably hear this on camera that I'll ever say this, because I'll chop off my tongue the next time. But on the reals, no, man, it is what it is, man. So I'm looking forward to this year. A lot of things going on with the NBA season, and who knows what happens going forward. So it'll be interesting to hear your perspectives as we go forward.
Yeah. All I can say is it's almost done, man. It's almost over. I think once these expansion teams get mentioned, I think he's gonna mention he's gonna retire at that point.
Think he's gonna try to get that Vegas?
I think so.
Slot?
I hope he goes for Vegas. I don't want to see no parts of him touching Seattle. I'll tell you that.
Seattle doesn't. I don't think Seattle, but I think I'm also okay. There's Vegas, but I'm also hearing an alternative league in Europe, right? So,
good luck with that too.
I know.
Seattle's definitely going to get that team back. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure, Seattle for sure. But I don't see his involvement with that. I see it's more lucrative for him to be involved with Vegas.
Mm.
Here's a question though: do you guys really think that's going to happen with Vegas, judging on the relationship he has with some of these owners in the league? Because everybody says that, and I'm kind of like, you got to get that stuff approved when those ownerships come into town. And number two, he might be a minority owner. He's not going to be the majority owner of a Vegas team.
He's still not only
There's no
playing,
way.
but I think this will be a move for after he's retired. It'll be interesting to see the timing of everything, how it unfolds. But I just think, it's just interesting. Yeah, see, the one thing that's going in his favor, in his corner, I should say, is that he has options. And it's all about choosing the right option that benefits him. He has here, and he's getting money to stream his last season. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing. So it's all dependent on how he wants to go about it. He's going to probably try to capitalize on this going away tour, and it's going to probably make Batchman nauseous right now. But watching it as it goes, but you know what I'm saying? He's gonna. You could tell he's gonna squeeze out every inch of this thing and make money out of it and make it something spectacular.
Still not going to be enough to buy a team outright majority. Again, it's what is it going to be like? I think it says somewhere around $6.5 billion at least.
Well, yeah, but you're right. But he could be a silent donor, and it could be someone else in position, and then once he retires, he just takes. You know what I mean? There's so many games behind the scenes and all that stuff, political stuff. You know what I'm saying? So. He has all the networks.
You would have to get voted in though by the other one.
You're right.
I was about to say that. Good luck. Like I said, I wish him luck if he can pull that off. I just don't see majority owners giving him the majority ownership of a franchise, especially a new one. Don't see that happening.
Not
for Vegas. Definitely not for Vegas because they're gonna want their money. They're gonna want their.
I was gonna say minority, okay, maybe, but majority, I'm like, there's no way. I could be wrong though, but I don't see it. I just don't see it. But and then we also established that because you're saying before that Batch is gonna be nauseous, but we already established he's got a deep love and appreciation just like you for established that early in the beginning of the show. So
listen, I'm not gonna fake the funk. I used to be a LeBron fan, but things just changed, man. He got out of hand with it, man. I don't like that. It's just too much.
No, it is what it is. But it's funny because the Lakers aren't in this position right now, but I know this is the hot topic of the league right now, which is tanking. And I actually wasn't really going to bring it up until I saw what Utah's been doing recently. And now I'm like, okay, I guess we really do got to bring this up. But what are your thoughts on tanking? And Jan, I'll start with you I'll start with you first before I set my points.
I just think it's been happening for decades. Right. And so they're trying to curb it to deter these organizations from doing it because they're blatantly tanking from not even saying mid-season. They've been tanking from when the season starts. The draft is going to be a power draft. You know what I'm saying? So everyone's going to try and line themselves for one of those top 5 picks, at least at the very minimum. Right. So it's just a game within the game. It'll be interesting to see what the NBA does to try to curb it. I don't see how they can. I know they're going to probably find teams and organize it by games, or it's just going to be interesting to see how they track it going forward. For Utah, start sitting guys. That's interesting. unless they keep finding them, I don't see teams are going to continue to do it because they could, when they have a chance to get a once in a generation life player, they're going to take those risks.
It is wild what they're doing right now. Like it is. When I say it's beyond crazy, I mean what Utah is doing.
It definitely is more blatant now than before they will try to mask it. But I think because it's so, especially in the last 10 years, they've mastered it, right? But it's a numbers game, right? So they figured their chances. It'll be interesting to see how the lottery unfolds this year. What teams?
But they're tanking before the All-Star break.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Like that to me is that's the crazy part. Like they're doing this before even the All-Star game, which is nuts. Yeah. Usually you wait until later on in the season, that type of thing. But these guys are they're jumping way ahead of the game.
Because right now, but Utah, you said Utah. Utah is what? They're 18 and 39.
Yeah, and
right?
they're not
25 games back. They're like about they're 4 games. They're like a good 10 games, 9 games behind Clippers for that 10th play-in spot, right? So clearly they're not trying to make that. But it's just interesting with them being 18 and 39. They're the third worst team in the West because you have New Orleans who's 16 and 42, and you have Sacramento who's 12 and 46, and it's hilarious. Because Sacramento's trying to win games. You know what I'm saying?
Are they really? No, they're tanking.
They're tanking now. But I would say in the first half with those guys, those veterans that they have, those guys are trying to win games. They just don't have the defense or the players or capability. They had a lot of close games. Seen a lot of games. They stolen some games as well, but like at the same time, it's just not enough talent, enough defense on both ends of the floor to compete. So.
I'm trying to think. Is there a major? There's no major market team that's actually tanking.
You can't afford it.
Washington is. Chicago is.
Hold on. Is Washington a major market team? I know you love. Yeah. I know you love DC, but I don't think they're a major market team though.
I agree.
Maybe not, but Chicago. Then you can say Chicago is.
Is Chicago still? Are they still considered a major market?
Hell yeah, they're the fourth. They're the third largest TV market in North America.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, this has been happening a little too long then, because whatever they're up to,
they've been in this what's the word I'm looking for?
Mediocrity cycle.
Yeah, like play in, lose in a play in, or just lose out in the play in for the last 10 years, pretty much. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's interesting because right now they're 12, they're 24 and 34. They're 3 games out of the play-in spot behind Charlotte, and look at the run Charlotte's making right now. So it's just interesting to see what teams are trying to do right now and how they're trying to navigate the second half of the season. Because Chicago is the 4th worst team in the East. Then Washington's 16 and 40. Brooklyn is 15 and 41. And then you have Indiana at 15 and 43.
I think 3 of those teams that you just mentioned will not be pulling what they're pulling this year. I don't see Washington pulling the tanking move. I think they're going to try to compete next year, especially with the moves that they made this year, with AD, Trey, and then who else? Who else did they grab?
Trey.
Yeah, Trey, AD, and who else? I thought they grabbed another person.
No, AD and Trey.
Did they release D'Lo? Or they kept him?
I think he's still in the trade.
He's still in the team. He just had the report though. And then Indiana, they'll be back to full strength when they get Hallie back next year. Yeah, and really
traded for Zubac.
Right? So they kind of replaced Miles Turner on the defensive end of things. I don't know where he's at in terms of the offensive end, but mind you, Miles Turner didn't really get too many touches offensively like that. So I think it kind of works out still. Charlotte, I think they're honestly, my honest opinion, I think they're getting ready to trade LaMelo, man. I don't think they're trying to keep him, honestly. I thought they would have traded him at the deadline, but I think they're going to trade him off season because picking up Kobe White was probably huge.
Yeah. But he's not playing, so
he's probable for tomorrow night, so he's about to show up tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I mean, we're gonna get into Charlotte in a bit, but I mean, Jan is right. There's tanking's been a thing. It's been that way for not just the NBA, but for most of sports for a long time, decades. You know what I mean? As long as you've been watching, there's been teams that are willing to tank. But again, the way that's been happening in the NBA season has been so blatant. It's like there's like a lawlessness to it at this point now. You know what I mean? Like it's so bold. It's kind of like Gotham without Batman. Like that's kind of feels like everybody's been on.
There's so many teams. There's so many players in this draft that could be impactful. Not even like not even to say in one sense generational player, but in a sense of an impactful player that could impact a roster down the road. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a key piece. You know, so depending, like the NBA is like it's hard to. For example, these lottery picks, you get there, it's all about the situation. It's all about the will and the determination of the kid. Does he have the willpower to do this, the work behind the scenes? Are they going to showcase him? Are they going to develop him? Right? So these are all contributing factors that will play into it. But the tanking, it's nasty work because it's so blatant.
You know what I mean?
Because they're doing
like
it from
get a good player out of this draft.
From the first week of the season.
I know you want the Bandston, you want
the
Peterson,
first month at least.
I know Peterson's a whole other topic.
The thing is too, though, Jen,
like,
it's like you can still get. So even if you land in the 7th or 8th spot, you're going to get somebody good. The top like really 5 is really strong. You know what I mean? So this draft goes about
like
9-10,
probably a future All-Star.
So
possibly, you know what I mean?
Agreed. But look at Utah. Look at Utah right now. They're just gaining picks. They got a whole bunch of picks. They can make a move at any point if they choose to really want to make for a big player. But they're just gathering first-round picks. They're going to put themselves in a situation. So they've been tanking for a while. No,
but their team is good.
Like it's been like 5, huh?
No,
the team is good. They're not even trash.
I know,
that's what makes it more frustrating because they have a good team. They shouldn't be losing this many games. In my honest opinion.
No, of course not.
No,
of course not. Like I mean, look, they've shut down Jaren Jackson for the season for an injury that most say that he could have just done that in the offseason. They literally just shut down Nurkic today for a nose procedure, whatever the hell that means. That could be plastic surgery. That could be opening up his sinuses. Like we don't even know what. I mean, that just sounds like something that could be done later in the summer. I mean, the guy was averaging doubles the whole year. Like I'm sure he can breathe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He was definitely having a breakout season this year for himself compared to the previous years.
And Keontae George, like he's about to get a back strain that's going to be out for the rest of the season.
Yo, wave!
You know what I mean?
About to wave his ass. Gone. He out of there.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like they're doing it, and really and truly, if you know the backstory with Utah, I mean, as far as people know, like the Banster's been in Utah, the state of Utah, for the last 2 years at least. He finished his last year prep school in Utah. And now he's going to BYU. So they're trying their hardest to keep him in state. But, like, does the Banster want to stay in Utah? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I know we did those 2 years, but I'm like, I mean, he is from Boston. You know what I mean? Like, he's from Boston. So I'm like, there's a bigger market. There's Chicago. You know, does he want to go to DC or Chicago? Does he want to go to Brooklyn? You know what I mean? Like where he's gonna get on a big market and have the ability to basically have the basketball. So
the lottery is going to determine the lottery draft. The draft lottery is going to determine a lot.
For sure, right? but I'm not rewarding Utah for this. Like if you want to throw the fixes in kind of narrative or method, like I'm not rewarding Utah for this. Like Utah, it'd be funny if Utah ends up with like the 6th or 7th pick.
Hold on, I want to say something. So, okay, talk about tanking. Then you have a team like Boston that got off to a slow start, and you think it would look to tank. But that the professional pride, the history of the organization, the coaches and the players are. And then you got Jaylen Brown that is has a massive chip on his shoulder of proving everyone wrong. They're second in the East, right? So it's just interesting. With Tatum supposedly practicing on a daily basis, which will be interesting to see if he comes back. I hope he doesn't, but they don't need him. But like, you know what I'm saying? They're making great headway because there's no expectations on this team. right? So there's a team that perfectly began the season with everything that happened, especially the first month how their season started. It was very slow. You thought they would have looked the tank, but no, not at all, right? So interesting.
Yeah, but I think this is also disrespectful to the fans too, because this tanking thing is like I remember I think it was like a couple years ago, probably like about 2 years ago, when I went to a Raptors game. They were playing the Pelicans, and luckily for me, Zion was in the lineup and everybody was healthy on New Orleans. Even this is before that Brandon Miller got traded, so he was in that lineup too for the Pelicans. And it was funny because the Raptors literally had like this is their stretch where they're playing all their G League players. I was calling them like the computer simulated 2K players at this point. Like I didn't recognize a person on the Raptors outside of Quickly. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I mean, I paid for the tickets. I got good seats. You know, thank God for that. But I was like, you know, I wanted to see Zion in person, so I was cool with that and I was happy with that. But I'm like, good Lord, man, if I was a diehard Raptors fan, I would be super pissed right now.
Pissed, yeah.
Because I went with my son. This is his first game. You know what I mean? So you want to see Scotty Barnes and Barrett and all these. None of these guys were even near the court.
I think that's why that's what's contributing to all well, I think this season has been higher than in previous years, but like the downward trend is still I think contributes to all of that. You know what I'm saying? The viewership, everything. You got, you know, the load management destroyed the product. Definitely hurt the product, especially when you got people looking to come see these guys and they're not coming, especially some of these guys who only come once a year, right? So once a season. So it's just like it's so disappointing. So it's damaging to the product when they're sitting these guys. Right? So it's just interesting.
I can't say too much about that because it got us a championship. So I'll stay neutral with that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I think it's all like, I mean, for example, I remember a friend of mine got tickets to see when the Lakers came with Kobe. Kobe's like, I think second last year. He had a fadeaway over DeRozan to hit the game. I was there. And I was just like grateful for that moment because it was a legendary performance. He hit a game winner. It was a good back and forth game, and like it's like, and unfortunately, God bless him, he's no longer here. So that game will always stand out. I got to see him, you know, so I'm grateful for that. So those moments come so few in between these day and age because of all the load management, all that stuff. I hear what you're saying with the championship because there was a bigger goal at hand. And, you know, but those moments sometimes, like even you Jordan said it, like I always want to play for that kid that never got to see me before. I want to make sure I leave them with an impression. So, you know, that mentality is kind of lost in this day and age.
Yeah. So under that method, my son would have got a chance to see Jordan play if I went to his game. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, you know, I'm under this method now, like, there's a better chance, you know, we will see him play on TV. You know what I mean? The way this load management stuff works now, and it's sad because I'm like, if I'm a season ticket holder, I'm like, I mean, season tickets cost. I mean, I don't know the exact price off the top of my head, but it's a lot of money, and it's a lot of money. You know what I mean? So for you to basically like brush aside, you know, like those fans who are paying like tens of thousands of dollars to go to these games. 41 tickets and all, and that's not even including like preseason and stuff. And you know what I mean? And you got to watch this show. Like, to me, it's just, and again, I know the draft is really good. You know what I mean? I can't blame some of these teams for doing this because the rules are kind of in place. And you're not even getting a slap on the wrist. Like, why not do it, right? But like I said, for a team like Utah, I know we're harking on them, but like for a team like Utah, they're good. Like, that team could play for a play-in right now. And they got a lot of young guys on that team still. Like, they still got Ace Bailey. Like, if they get the Bansta, like, if I'm Ace Bailey, am I pissed? Probably.
I would definitely be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, that to me...
But they're probably thinking you could have two wingers that are interchangeable within themselves that could probably complement each other on top of... But, like, that's a long starting five. Or... Who starts? Who if they start the two of them? But That is an interesting scenario if that ever comes to play.
I think the problem that Utah's probably going to face is signing or restricted free agents, because now it's going to turn into when their contracts are up or they're trying to throw them a bag and saying, hey, listen, we're going to offer you this. And they're like, you know what, I'm good. I'm just going to test the free agent market because I'm actually getting tired of playing for this team. Y'all ain't trying to play for nothing. Like there are some good players out there that want to play for the actual game itself, right? And there's some people that just want the money. So now those players that want to play to win, they're gonna be like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm going somewhere else, man, because I can't do this no more." It'll start off well for the first 10 games, and then all of a sudden it just drops. And then now I'm playing 17 minutes in the game because you don't want to beat the other team because you want to tank some more because you want to gain some more picks. I don't know how much longer they can do this.
Yeah.
But it seems to be that even when you do find ways to kind of combat this tanking move that everyone is on, they find different ways to basically go against it. So now what I've noticed is they're now basically playing the players so that they can't say, well, you're sitting them. You can't do that. So they play them for like half of what their minutes are actually, what they would play in a game. And they're like, all right, we're going to play you. We're going to spread your minutes out to make it seem like you're actually playing majority of the game, but really you're not. And then if it looks like the other team's about to pull, if it looks like we're really, like the perfect example, Utah was playing against, I think, Orlando. They were slapping them. And then all of a sudden, Orlando came back and beat them. That's crazy. And so I think at the same time,
Markkanen and Jackson and everybody.
Right. It's almost like now they don't realize how good they really are. And then they say, yo, we got to slow this down because we're crushing these guys. And now they're going to make it even more obvious. But then, of course, other teams that are trying to replicate the same thing, they're going to end up trying to take a piece of their blueprint. They're going to be like, all right, let's try that then. But let's do it in a way where we're not taking off on teams. And then all of a sudden they come back in from a 20 to 30 point deficit and win. It's just not working out, man. But then again, it's the North American way. You see someone like Wembanyama where he just wants to play. He's not into this. Like the North American model is to make money, generate income, and then you got these European players. A perfect example: you got Wemby, you got Jokic. They don't care about the money like that. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure they're blessed. And they're like, yeah, no problem. Send me the millions of dollars, but at the end of the day, I just want to win. And Wemby, especially tonight against Detroit, man, you can see it on his face. Man, he really wanted to win, man.
Yep.
Bad. So
I didn't get to see that game. I didn't get to watch that.
Yeah, man.
I'll watch the highlights later.
He was into it, man. I mean, even when you see the highlights of the All-Star game where most players are not playing to play, they're just messing around. Man, he was literally trying to win. And then even Anthony Edwards even said it. He said, hey, man, I'm feeding off of Wemby right now. This guy was trying to win. I'm not trying to get slapped like that. So I just fed off his energy, try to do the same thing he was doing. That needs to come back to the game. And you know what? Hopefully the majority, they follow suit.
Yeah, and I think Wemby's. I love Wemby for that. So I'm like, when people say that there's some people out there who not big fans of Wemby, I'm like, how? Right now, he's batting 1,000 right now, just in the way of his personality. I love everything, like everything he's doing off the court. There's the out the box thinking and the way he's training his mind and body off the court to like, doing we call it old school thing, which sounds funny to say, but the law of competitiveness. Like he's making sure he's abiding by that every single day, even in an exhibition. And you love that. That's why I think he will be, as long as he can stay healthy, he will be the face of the league, because that's what, like, it's like a team basically, right? Like everybody follows what the top guys do. You know what I mean? So the top guys are going hard. Eventually it's going to follow suit, right? Even in an all-star game. It's historical, right? So I think Wemby taking that mantle, I love that, because I'm like, okay, maybe the future will be in good hands, because whatever this was, especially for that All-Star game, I mean, it was crazy. But the last thing I want to say before we move on, I this courtesy of Tyler Webb on Instagram. I'm trying to pull this up because this guy found a college student that possibly solved the biggest problem with with the draft, and I want to just read it out here. So back in 2008, Adam Gold was watching his favorite team, the St. Louis Blues, when he noticed something about his fandom that he didn't like. He was rooting for his team to lose. So fortunately, cheering against your favorite team isn't all that uncommon in American sports, especially in the NBA, since the more games the team loses, the better chance you have at a number one pick. However, this practice of tanking also leads to a large percentage of teams in every league becoming virtually unwatchable by the middle of every season. So what can they do? So the exact question Gold set out to answer as a PhD student in 2012 when he presented this idea for a new draft system at the MIT Sports Sloan Analytics Conference. The way it works is once the team is mathematically eliminated from playoff contention, they immediately start earning what he calls draft order points for all remaining games in the season. So you get 3 points for a win, 2 points for a win in overtime, 1 point for a loss in overtime, and 0 points for a loss. While this idea might sound far-fetched, Adam was actually DM'd on Instagram by executive of a professional women's hockey league at the beginning of 2024 to make their league the first to implement this plan, and it worked. So instead of teams tanking at the end of the season to increase their chances at the number one overall pick, every team was playing like they had something on the line. And the Professional Women's Hockey League even added its own wrinkle that awards the second overall pick to the team that actually had the worst records. And so genuinely bad teams aren't totally disadvantaged by the new plan. So it's something that's kind of interesting. So you're basically playing for that. You know, the accumulate the most points, you get the best chance at the number one pick. I kind of like that. You know what I mean? But I think the problem is, you know, in 5 to 10 years, some team's going to figure out the loophole, and we're going to be back at this table again.
Back in the same, yeah.
But I do like the idea, though.
No, but you got a problem, though.
What's that?
I mean, again, now you're looking at, again, the discussion that has been from before is major market, mid-market, small market. If I don't have the money to get these players, well, how competitive can I be? So
no, but they're saying the point system is basically the more points you get, the better chance that you'll have at the number one pick. So right? And once you're eliminated from playoff contention,
more points you get in terms of explain that again. So the more points you get from what? From wins, from losses, from basically in the game.
So 3 points. You get 3 points for a win, 2 points for a loss in overtime, 1 point for. Sorry, let me go back. Let me rephrase that back again. So let me just hold on a second. 3 points for a win, 2 points for a win in overtime, 1 point for a loss in overtime, and then 0 points for a loss. So the more points you get, the better chance you get at number one. Instead of losing, you're incentivizing winning to earn that number one pick.
Okay, so then back again what I was saying. So now if I'm a major market team where I got the money to get these players, or I have a bigger platform to get players on this, so not only am I paying them from salary, but also through endorsements, these players still have to come to that team in order for you to gain those points, though. So if I can't get people to my team, how competitive am I going to be, though? I think that's the biggest problem. It's like looking at the whole thing with baseball. LA Dodgers, they just blow money. And honestly, it almost looks like they're just trying to spend money on players just so that the other team doesn't even get them. Like, that's how bad it looks. So if I
the Yankees pretty much at this point.
I mean, I don't think the Yankees, they used to be that team, but now the Dodgers took over, and now it's like, yo, mind you, this might be a little bit biased because I'm a Blue Jays fan, but you picked up a player that you don't even need. Why'd you spend all that money? But mind you, that's neither here nor there. But now for the NBA, now it's let's use the LA Lakers. They have the money. They have the market. I can assemble a team to where we're competitive. But now, if I look at someone such as, I don't know, New Orleans, who end up having a number one pick in Zion Williamson, you got someone that could take you there, but then who the hell wants to go to New Orleans? Now, mind you, maybe I shouldn't even say that, but New Orleans doesn't win to the point where now it's attracting players there. It's a matter of the next player I get probably wants to get paid. So I'm going to pay them, and they're going to come here. But now, at the same time, they're not trying to win. Hey, listen, you do what you got to do, which is you drop 20, give me 5 boards, and sell these tickets. Pull some antics or something like that. Let's even turn that into Dylan Brooks. Dylan Brooks was a solid player when he's in Memphis. I'm not saying he's not a solid player anymore, but he added on to his whole character a villain. Almost taking on almost like a Draymond a 2.0. Is he still that same player that he was in Memphis, in Phoenix? Or is it now he's just kind of going with what is necessary to keep himself relevant in the league? And so I think that method would probably work, but the only problem is we're still in North America and it's all about capitalism. That hurts. So I don't know how gainful that will be for the league itself.
Well, that's what I said. We'll see, because like I said, right now they got to figure something out. I mean, I've heard there's also like kind of like a lottery tournament that basically teams will play to ensure that whoever wins the tournament gets the number 1 pick. Like, I mean, there's going to be a bunch of ideas being thrown at the wall, but we'll see what happens. But like I said, somebody's going to figure out the loophole, and we'll be back here in about 5 years.
Right,
that's the only problem. But they got to try something, because like I said, Utah doing this is crazy. But on top of that too, like, I mean, I feel like Utah maybe is doing this because they know their market can't, they can't attract guys. People aren't going to go to Utah like that. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's for playing time and money, they're not going to go to Utah like that. Like, even the thing of like turning into a baseball system where every team just goes and gets their best players, that's not going to work either, because like who's like, if you're getting Cooper Flag to basically have his bid of who he wants to play for, he's not going to Utah. You know what I mean? No. Like, he's not going to go to Utah. Nobody's going to go to Utah. Nobody's going to go to Milwaukee. It's just what it is.
Are we going to?
You know what I mean?
I like that point that you brought up, especially with Cooper Flag. Are we going to sit here and really think that miraculously Cooper Flag ended up on the Dallas Mavericks? Like, what are the chances that actually happened?
All right, so there's a team that finally graduated from Tank City after all these years, which is the Charlotte Hornets. Can we finally start taking them seriously now?
Yes. Yes, we can.
Yes, sir.
Get into it.
Again, LaMelo, he's gone. But
you really think he's gone, huh?
Yeah, he's gone. I don't see. I just his foolishness, especially what the hell he's doing outside of basketball.
That car crash presser thing. That was crazy. That was wild.
But there's a video circulating of how many times this guy be running red lights. Yeah, this guy, he's on something else. So I can only imagine if he's doing this outside of the team, what is he actually doing within those walls of that team? Because, I mean, listen, he's a good player, man, but I can't take that one serious, man. Like,
the wild stallion, man.
The stuff that Charlotte's trying to do, clearly they haven't been as good. I don't even say they were purposely trying to tank. They just weren't good.
Yeah.
Now they got a proper team, and it looks like they're actually trying to win. Now that they have the ability to win, they're trying to win. So I don't see them continuing with this whole game of keeping him and let it be as such. You got Melo, you got Khan, stud. You got Brandon Miller, stud. Miles Bridges playing within his role, so I'll give him a plus on that. Then you got Diabate, but I feel like he's still I think he's undersized, but Kalkbrenner, that's how you say his name. I think he's a solid pick for them. You still got Trey Mann. You just got Kobe White. Then you got all these other role players. Was it Josh Green, defender? I think they still got Connaughton. They got.
Who's the guy that they drafted last year? I can't pronounce his name. The French kid. He had a couple dunks yesterday against Washington. I can't pronounce his name. Begins with an S. It's not Şengün.
No, Selene or something like that.
Something, yeah, with the umlauts.
Yeah. So he's on there. So they got some young pieces. So it's just a matter of them getting it all together and figuring out how to pretty much progress in the season. But you brought my attention to that team. I wasn't paying attention to them at all. I was just thinking, I was like, yo, they're trash. They won't make the playoffs again. It'll be the same thing all over again. Boom, boom, boom. And then you're like, no, hey, listen, these guys are pretty. They're pretty decent. And then I started tuning into some games outside of that commentator. That guy's hilarious. But But actually seeing their team, I'm like, yeah, they're actually not that bad. I think I spent more of my time paying attention to the Wizards than I did the Hornets. And I think it's the same thing. I think the Wizards as well. Don't sleep on them, man. I think they're probably 3 years ago where Charlotte was. I think that's where Washington might be. They may have expedited it by getting that trade with AD, Mr. Glass, aka Mr. Glass, and then Trae Young. But Charlotte, if they make it to the play-in this year, and they somehow get out of the play-in, and
they will make it to the play-in. Yeah.
What's that?
They will make it to the play-in. They'll make it to the playoffs, I think.
If they get into the playoffs, I might be telling my team I do not want to see them because they got confidence. I think they're about to show some things in this league now, man. So, yeah, man. Charlotte, they're definitely a sleeper team.
Well, they're currently 27-31. They've been on, I think, from the second quarter of the season onward. They've been on a run. They figured some stuff out, clearly. See, there's parts of me that agree with you that LaMelo needs to go. But I think because of the potential of what they got now, I think they're pausing on that because they had an opportunity to get rid of them at the trade deadline. They didn't because they saw something, obviously, clearly. So I think they're watching and seeing how this develops for the second half of the season and see how far they can go. I'm not too sure what the locker room is. Looks like a young group. So I don't know where the veteran leadership is coming from. When I think about LaMelo, I think of Ja Morant, young, conflicting players that still try to find their way both on and off the court. It's just interesting. If this kid could just get it together off the court, start having so much distractions, I think his on-court career will take off even further. But that's the game of life, right? So who knows what's going on behind the scenes and who's the support group around to hold these guys accountable, right? But at the same time, I think Charlotte, I wouldn't look off to trading him because he's such a unique talent and what he provides. Keeping that group together for the next 4 to 5 years, there's so much potential that you can have because you have a young nucleus. Kneppel is shooting at a historic rate for a rookie, and he seems to be playing at like a seasoned vet. Is poised, so they got a good nucleus there. I like what the coach is doing. They have nothing but to build from this as a foundational piece as they move forward. But once again, it's all dependent on how they end the season.
So let me ask you a question: Would you trade Ja Morant for LaMelo Ball right now?
I was thinking that, when you were talking earlier, I was comparing that it's kind of the same thing, but I think LaMelo, they got something going there.
It's not a bad trade scenario though.
It's the same identical player because they're both injury prone. LaMelo is more, I think, is shown to be more sustainable, especially in the last year or two. This season, he had some ankle injuries. You wonder if that's the ball shoes, eh? But anyways,
he's a Puma.
Huh?
I disagree.
He's a Puma.
Say again, Batch? Sorry.
I disagree.
With what?
I think Ja Morant fits that team better than LaMelo does. So let me ask you this question. You got Brandon Miller, you got Khan now. 2 shooters. Why in the world do I need LaMelo taking 20 shots as well?
Well, I just
on the outside shots, because I mean, Ja Morant, if you're bringing him there, he's going to take the majority of the shots too.
No, but Ja can't shoot though. So
yeah, that's what I mean.
I'd rather LaMelo taking those shots than Ja.
No, but
like, I don't know. I did the last 2 years. I have not been impressed with his play style and what's been going on with him. So, like, you're making a trade. I just think like you have a sample size of what LaMelo's doing right now, right? And Ja is it's really unstable there. They're the same player in a sense of impact. They can be, but I would take LaMelo now. Right now, his stock is a little bit higher because he's just been on the court, and his impact on that team, regardless of the shot selection, it's still like a young team that doesn't know any better, and they're just building. I don't think they're going to do great in the playoffs because, it's more of a thinking man's game and it's more half court. I don't know how far that coach can take them when it comes to half court sets consistently against a set defense and against the topper tier teams, right? So that'll be interesting to see, but it'll be exciting. So I think what LaMelo brings is he's ushering a young generation of players that watch him. And so that's why the NBA is excited to see what the young Charlotte team can be.
I don't know, man. I don't think LaMelo's mature enough to lead a team. I agree. I think the person the person that's leading that team out of the young core is actually Brandon Miller.
Yes, I agree.
I would say personally, I think Ja Morant is actually more mature than LaMelo. Yes, absolutely. I actually yes, I do. I do. You want to know why? Because let's now put Charlotte in the same limelight as Memphis. Are we still having the same discussion right now? Because no one's talking about Charlotte the same way they were talking about Memphis. Memphis started making noise because they had a team that was actually good. So now everybody is paying attention to what they're doing. So now all those antics that Ja was doing with his circle, his pops, and so forth and so forth, imagine now seeing LaMelo doing that with the same type of attention. I don't think people will be saying that LaMelo is probably the better choice than Ja Morant.
I mean, Ja Morant's the better player, but I think it's just so much skeletons in the closet right now with Ja. I think that's what the problem is. But again, I mean, the red light thing that you was talking about earlier. I mean, I didn't know that. That's kind of if that is true. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. But that also speaks to the youthful ignorance, invincibility issue that somebody that a ball would have in terms of that wild stallion mentality, right? Like he's got to shake that. And right. I mean, and the thing is, I give him props because this season, I felt like he's kind of pulled his game back at least a little bit. You know what I mean? To accommodate some of the better talent around the team and letting them shine and stuff. I mean, he's still taking some crazy shots, but it's not as crazy as it's been. Because there's some games we always talked about this where like Charlotte's a team you'll watch, but like it's similar to like an 80s sitcom. You know how it's going to end. It's kind of like Family Matters. You know how it's going to end. You know how the story is going to end every time they play. And this time now, like now they're pulling out these games. They're making smart decisions. They got good players to also make at the same time. So you're not depending on ball as much.
Yeah, I agree.
To make some of these decisions, right? And you got a coach that's hard on him, which is good. And I think he kind of needs that. But like he's right now at the end of the day, he's their franchise player. He's or at least the one he's getting paid the most. He's getting paid like 40-45 mil a year. And he's the face of the franchise. So to me, it's kind of like his maturity is what pushes Charlotte to the next level. Right? Until I don't know who you got to get to talk to him to get into that mode, but like until he figures that out, I don't know how good Charlotte's going to be. But like I said, that trade scenario is kind of interesting, though, because, I mean, you substitute him with Ja. I mean, that's an elevated team. But then also, what's the issue that's coming with it? Because, again, this is another black city. This is a growing black city, kind of like how Memphis is. Not as hood. Memphis is more gritty than Charlotte. Charlotte's kind of in that Atlanta vein, but you're kind of putting him in those same parameters still. Can Ja deal with that too? So that's the issue that we're having. You know what I mean? At the same time, but at the end of the day, I like Charlotte. Like I know you were saying I was kind of putting you onto Charlotte a little bit because, again, watching these games and watching how they turned out, like they were beating elite teams. Like that run in January, they were like, I think since January the 1st, they're like, they've been. I know they've lost their last few games, but like until they did, they were one of the top 5 teams in the NBA since 2026 started, and currently they're 10th. I feel like they will make the playoffs. I don't even think they're going to make the play-in. I think they will make the playoffs, and they're just a better team. They're just more cohesive than before. And then with Diabate being there, I forget what the record is when him, Bridges, Ball, Miller, and Knupple's there, but like. I think I remember at one point it was like 11-1 or something like that when they're starting together. So there's clearly a thing there, obviously, and they're well coached. They're turning the corner, and they're in a division that's like it's up for grabs kind of thing. They're only like 4. They're in 4th place in the division, the Southeast Division, but they're like 4 games behind the first place spot, right? They're 4 games behind Orlando, and the way Orlando's playing this season. They can kind of overtake those teams. It's not a stretch to say that they can overtake Miami, Atlanta, and Orlando if they continue playing like that. Once Diabate gets back from that suspension, and it's funny because even that suspension to me was like, I think that was actually pretty. It's funny to say that it's a positive look on the team because losing your good players is not a good thing, obviously, but it kind of. Told you that like we're not wanting to be stepped on anymore. You know what I mean?
I'm just looking here at the standings, right? From 7, this is just 7 from 10. Orlando is 7th with 30 and 26 record. Miami is right behind them at 8th with 31 and 27. And then Atlanta is right behind them at 9th with 28 and 31. And then Charlotte's right behind them by a half a game at 27 and 31. So
that's 80% of the Southeast Division you just mentioned, by the way.
Yeah. So, I think right now, the youthful legs right now, that run, that second quarter of the season run, it ran to the right before like the break, was so crucial for them to get that momentum going. So it'll be interesting to see how they finish off the season and how the coach keeps them prepared and energized to finish off the season strong. But I think this is just more of a foundational year to build upon going forward. It'll be interesting to see if they trade LaMelo. It'll be like, not to say a step back, but it'll be interesting to see who they trade him for. But I definitely see. I just don't see that right now because there's so much potential. Huh?
I think it'll be a step forward. Personally,
just maturity.
But it's all dependent who they trade for, though.
I mean, you could trade him for a pick. Honestly, you got two guards now that can fill in that spot.
Yeah,
you got Kobe White and you got Trey Mann.
The Kobe White situation, yes, that's going to be interesting. You're right, but it's all dependent. Can this guy be like? We'll see. I guess time will tell to see the dynamic, how they play those guys together. They stagger their minutes. It'll be interesting to see how it works because they definitely got the firepower that they need now. But we'll see.
And one thing I want to add before we move on, I mean, me and Bash got a chance to see him live. Bash, when we were watching Knuple play last March,
yeah,
you saw this coming?
No.
I knew he was nice. He looked nice though when we saw him.
Yeah, not like this though.
Not like this.
No.
Not like this. And Jan, he was smooth. Like when we saw him play against Baylor, he was smooth, man. Like he had a good size because he's about 6'7". He had a good size, good build. You know what I mean? Like everything was smooth, but man, like what he's doing for his rookie season, wow. Like I don't think anybody really saw this coming, but he's been he's one of their best players easily. You know what I mean? And he's kind of brought in like a maturity, which sounds funny coming from a 19-year-old, but his game has kind of brought a maturity level to this team that they need.
I think they needed it. That kind of stability. The two Duke players, it's interesting on the team playing together. So that's an interesting dynamic as well. It's a young nucleus with Bridges, who's had some serious off court issues, but he looks to kind of turn things around and just focus on basketball and trying to repair his name. But they got a good thing going. They got some firepower. They got some guys coming off the bench, and they got a good rotation going. And the coaches got them believing. And we got a team that believes anything can happen. It's all about trending in the right direction, heading into the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes a lot of teams peak early, where a lot of teams tend to try to find their stride heading into the playoffs. The rotations and the rhythm and the confidence, right? So only time will tell now.
Last thing you want to add, Batch?
Nah, we'll see what happens. But I'm gonna say I see LaMelo against Raiders. I'm just gonna be real with you, man.
Yeah. So okay. I'm always intrigued to hear your perspective, but there's a lot of personal venom towards these guys.
No, not at all. Because the thing is this: LaMelo got drafted to Charlotte. He was supposed to be that guy for that team. He's now been there 5 years, and he's still doing the same foolishness that he's done from day one. So, at what point do you sit back and say, first year didn't go well, second year didn't go well, third year didn't go that well, I got an extension. At what point do you now change? Because he's gotten the speech from these owners, GM, saying this is your role. We want you to be the guy. We need you to lead the team. So now when you start trying to figure out what is Charlotte doing, and you start looking deeper into the moves that they're making, they're picking up all these other players. Brandon Miller was the first one. And you're like, all right, Brandon Miller has his own issues with what was going on with was it Arkansas or Alabama? It was Alabama, right?
Alabama.
Right? Yeah. They picked him up still, knowing that the person that he's now going to be playing with, maturity wise, is not there. So how does that make sense? That was the first question I had. Now you pick up someone else in Khan, and again, was not expecting this from Khan. And I don't know what they would have saw in those workouts. Maybe they saw the potential. Me personally, I feel like he might be doing more than what they expected him to do in the first year. But I'm telling you right now, the way that guy's playing right now, and the way that Brandon Miller has now matured on his follow-up season, is definitely signs to say that LaMelo's time is coming to an end. I don't see him staying there. I'm not saying that he's not a good player, but in terms of how long he's been in the league, he is a professional, but he is not moving like one. And at the end of the day, it's all about the money, especially with these teams. You can't have this type of foolishness taking part, especially when it could be, you know what I'm saying, you got other people that are looking up to you. And that they're seeing that, it's like, well, my man over here is moving like that. I might be able to pull something else here. Like you got Miles Bridges. He did the worst of the worst thing you could think of. Now, mind you, he got suspended or whatever, came back. Man, all he's been doing is coming back and just doing his job. That is it. You're not hearing no more foolishness coming from this guy. He's just playing straight basketball. That's maturity. This guy's over here doing all kinds of craziness, and he does another foolish thing, and he just keeps doing it. Now we got this guy running the car, and again, you watch this video of how this guy ran into that car. What the hell was this guy doing?
He was on his phone.
100%.
Had to be on his phone.
Absolutely. But the crazy thing is, my man, there's Bluetooth. What are you doing?
They got. Sorry to cut you off. They got a good 4 or 5 guys averaging 20 points.
So you think they need LaMelo?
Agreed. It's not that, but like for their style, he fits perfectly because it's a running gun. He can facilitate. See, they're hoping. I'm guessing. What I'm thinking. I'm not in their boardrooms or whatever. I just think they're thinking. Once again, that foundational piece, that first year. This is the first year, laying the groundwork, seeing the keys to the engine of this offense runs perfectly with him. If he could just tone it down, have the maturity to understand, and that's what they're hoping for. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I don't think they're going to trade him, because there's just too much potential. Yes, the off-court stuff happens, but then there's Dennis Rodman, right? It's not the same player, obviously, but like I'm telling you, like off-court stuff can be a distraction for a young team. Who knows? This could be a moment of clarity for this kid, where to realize he's probably his life flashed before his eyes, and he realized that he has a gift, and it could be taken away just like that. Who knows what's going on? I could be wrong. I'm just thinking there's just so much going on right now for them to turn their back off of what they built on from this season alone.
The difference with Dennis Rodman, though, is Dennis Rodman had veteran presence, leadership, and maturity from Detroit and Chicago to kind of keep the reins in.
And the coach,
you know what I mean?
and Phil Jackson, too, to keep him. Yeah.
When he stepped away from that, he was all problems.
The mess. Yeah.
Well, hold on. But wasn't it who said it? Was it Jordan, Pippen, or Phil Jackson? One of them said, yo, listen, this guy would leave a night before a game, go do all kinds of craziness, and will come back, and you would have no idea this guy was up all night doing all kinds of whatever, and still came and played his ass off. LaMelo is not doing that.
Not doing that, yeah.
So that tells you right there, a person like Rodman, impact. Hey, Rodman, what you about to do tomorrow, man? I'm about to go fly to the other side of the country just because I want to. I'm about to go meet this little chick or whatever, and I'm going to come back. I'll see y'all at shoot-around. I'll do my walkthrough, get my little pregame going, and I'm going to get you your 20 boards. I'm going to get you some defensive stops, all the energy that you need to make sure we get this win. And he did exactly that every single time. You can't say nothing to that guy. Charlotte has had this kid for 5 years. They're not winning. Now you got a new group of people. It's working with them, but at the same time, I got 4 players and I got the 1. I've had the 1 for 5 and I got these new 4. You know what? We still got the coaching is we keep the pace going. We can get the same touches the same way we're doing right now. Let's get it with someone that actually knows how to do it. Because right now, I'll tell you right now, if I went ahead and I traded LaMelo right now for Tyus Jones, guess what? I probably will get the same result. And I might get more wins.
Here's the other thing, too, that you got to add to that, to your point. It's entirely new ownership that's there now that they didn't draft LaMelo Ball.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Right? Oh, yeah, he's definitely going. He's out of it. He's out of it. He's gone. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because remember, Jordan's a minority order now. So
great. I thought he gave his portion up.
No, I think he still owns a percentage of it. I think he's a minority owner. He's less than down. He still owns a team, but not like the full percentage as before. But case in point, he's no longer the majority owner. You know what I mean? So what's the loyalty game there? Mm-hmm. So to your point, I think it's going to be something to revisit this offseason. We're going to have to see how this season goes. But like I said, that car accident and the way he handled the presser with no shirt on, shorts hanging below his ass, walking off the court. I'm walking off the presser, like, you know, mid question. That's not supposed to be your franchise player, man. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, you got to tighten up. This is the stuff you got to tighten up, or are they going to find? They have the players now that they could move on. So like I said, it's interesting. He's a wild stallion, you know, but can you tame a stallion? That's always been the question with him, right? So we're gonna have to see, but it bears watching for sure. A couple of things I want to talk about before we wrap up here, though. What are your top 5 teams that you're looking forward to going into the rest of the season right now? Doesn't necessarily have to be the top 5 teams going into the playoffs or your prediction for your top 5, but the top 5 teams that you're interested in. Top 5. And don't let it be you, Todd.
No, I'll go first because this probably gonna surprise you. Who I'm actually looking forward to seeing moving forward. New Orleans is one. Boston is another. Yes. San Antonio. What? Hold on. What you mad about, man? Hold on. What's going on?
Go on. Sorry. You guys can see that? My bad. Continue.
New Orleans.
Turn my camera off. My bad.
You had your dust on the backdrop, right? You want to dust that off again?
All right, my bad.
You missing the spot. It's over your shoulder. Just dust it off real quick.
It's okay because he probably just say, LA.
Because it spit hot fire.
You know what I'm saying? So New Orleans definitely is one because I think they're better than how they've been playing. But now I think they figured out who they have on their team. And now that DeJounte's coming back, let's see what they're going to do now. The next...
Oh, so he's back? He's back now?
DeJounte's coming back? Yeah, DeJounte's back tomorrow. So then we got Boston. Listen, I never expected them to even do this well to begin with. I counted them out. So I'm very curious to see what they do when Tatum comes back, because it sounds like they're trying to get him back this season, which is unfortunate for all these teams such as Detroit. Yep, Philly. I'm going to say it when healthy. And Cleveland. I guess you can put New York in there too if you want to, and then the next team is San Antonio, and then the last team, I would actually say, sorry, I said last team. But you got
Jose. How many? Like, do you want to?
I was about to say the math got confused there.
Wait, did you?
No. So the other teams I mentioned
was in the top five?
Chinese mathematics over here.
No. The other teams that I was mentioning was the teams within the window that's closing now, because if Jason Tatum comes back for Boston, then the window closes for Detroit, Philly, and New York and Cleveland.
You think Tatum's doing that right away off an Achilles? I don't know.
Listen, Jason Tatum wants to play basketball, man. And again, like you mentioned earlier, Jan, the culture in Boston doesn't allow those guys to go ahead and say, listen, if he's able to play basketball, we're not sending him. If he's able to get back on the court, not saying have a full workload like he would have had the year before.
Yeah, but you don't know. There's so much. Okay, but they gotta. Okay, I say no. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, I look at it because, with any major, you guys know this. Any major injury below the lower leg extremities, it's gonna take a good year of playing to get your full confidence back. So he's always gonna be questioning that. I understand that, but they got a good thing going, building themselves for what they got now. I wouldn't mess with what their future by rushing him, by playing him early. I would save that. Let him bank this whole off season to just get some more stability and more confidence and more time behind him. And so, he's going to be in a minutes restriction. They got a good thing going. Jaylen Brown is the man right now. So he's going to come back. What role is he going to abide? You know what I'm saying? The roles have to be redefined to bring a person of that caliber back at the stage. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many games? You know what I'm saying? There's just so much going. They've got a good thing going, what they've built thus far. You know what I'm saying? I would just, knowing that he could come back for next season and build from that, you know what I'm saying? I would just look forward to that more so than anything.
Why wait? I wouldn't play him next season. I wouldn't play him this season either. But but it's trending like he's coming back in March.
So what's the point of saying if he's not coming back then?
I just think just to mess around the league, just so that's sometimes, I don't know why would they do that. For me, the player, there's no.
Yeah.
Tech.
Yeah.
Call IT support.
Yo. Oh man, completely frozen. You want to know why that happened? Because you're talking shit. Bring him back. Bring him back. What's going on, man?
Hey, I just froze.
I'm leaving this part in. I'm leaving it in.
Yeah, you got to. Hey, guess what?
I was like, wasn't really sure what's going on. I was like, was that me? I hope it's Kelvin. Kelvin. Damn it.
The best part about this is, whatever the hell you was about to say, we didn't hear it.
All right, I got something for you, man. Don't worry. I got it.
Listen, I think it's probably best because the last crazy ass statement you made last time, it didn't go over well.
Oh, what the playoffs? In the playoffs?
Yes.
Oh, who cares? We're past. Listen, man, that's in the past, man. We're talking about now.
It is, but it's still on your record. It's still on your record.
I know. You can use it as a reference point, but I've learned.
But what I'm trying to say
is, Jan's like, why you bringing up bullshit?
I know, eh?
You both have mentioned that Jason Tatum should not be coming back. Okay, cool. I agree with you. But at the same time, we just started the second half of the season, and everyone's talking about him coming back. For what? Why are we talking about that? I think there's a reason why they're talking about that. But at the same time, I'll ask you this question. In the Eastern Conference, outside of Detroit, who is the next team that you're afraid of?
I need more of a sample size of Cleveland to see what they got.
But this is my point. Why not come back this year then?
So you're talking about the window. I get you.
100%.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, why risk coming back early on a leg that's not really you know what I'm saying? I just you know what I mean? I would for me, the player, I wouldn't do that. I would not take that risk. It's not worth it. My career's on the line here where I could do more damage than good.
Who's making this decision, the owner or Jason Tatum?
You're bringing up legitimate questions and points, but at the same time, I'm saying from a player's point of view, I know me. I would want to think of prolonging my career, preventative maintenance right now. What can I do? What's the longest way I could prevent myself from getting injuries and keep playing at a high level? Right? And is coming back quick enough going to do that, or am I going to be be more injury prone going forward? Right? Is this a one-off, or you know what I'm saying? These are the things that would scare me as a player. You know what I mean?
If he's 100%, like it's 100%, and there's a guarantee that he's not going to re-injure himself, and he's ready.
We don't know that. We'll never know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Only he knows right now. He knows in his heart what's realistic right now.
Thank you. So we have no idea how far along he is on his return from this injury. And the crazy thing is, again, the expectation is not for him to come back playing the same way he was last year. He could completely do a different role for this season because now we've seen what these guys are capable of doing without him. So now let's plug him in with a different role, not to go ahead and put up 20 shots.
But you don't know. Okay, once again, there's nothing worse than playing this game when you don't have your legs underneath you. Right?
Absolutely. I know, absolutely. Right? So again,
you don't know what psychologically, he's a champion. He's been around for a while now. He's been ups and downs of the NBA, losing a championship, winning a championship. He's a veteran. Yeah. What happened in Team USA, the psychological business, the injury, the building, the strength, the willpower, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know if he comes back and he just bombs and he's costing them, right?
But that would be a decision on the team to say, you know what? If we bring him back, let's say we bring him back, I don't know, the last 10 games of the season. Let's see when we try to put a certain role on him, let's see how it fares. And if it works out, you know what? We're going to keep this on him. But the thing is, you think he's going to go in the playoffs playing 30 minutes? I don't think they're going to do that.
He's going to be minutes restriction. Probably 15.
There you go. That's all you need. You don't think that will be more valuable to have him in for 15 minutes as opposed to 0?
You start him off the bench?
I'll come off the bench. As a matter of fact, the crazy thing is, he's still not even going to be the sixth man because Peyton Pritchard's killing off the bench right now.
Hey, you heard that? You heard that? You said, I'll come off the bench. Like it's you, guy. Like it's you, come off the bench.
Listen. So what are you going to do? You're going to put him in there. Sir, if you want to start him, go ahead. But he's only playing 15 minutes. So why start him then?
I wouldn't start. I'll have him come off the bench. It's not dependent on who he is. Let's look at
it this way. The starting five right now is Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Hauser, Keita, Shireman. Off the bench, you have
Simon's got traded.
No. Shireman.
Oh, okay, not Vucevic?
No. Vucevic is coming off the bench.
For now. Yeah.
So you're telling me if you plug him in for 15 minutes off the bench with the other two, they're not going to be a problem?
Yeah, but we don't know you don't know what he has to give right now. And a 10-game sample size to ramp up for the playoffs is just not enough sample size. I think you need more than 10 games. You need probably 15 to 20 to kind of see how the coach will play him, how he implement him.
If we're talking, I think if we're talking about mental, I think Jason Tatum and that front office has had these discussions saying, listen, what's the status on you? If we start dangling your name out there, are you ready to take on the pressures that come with it? Because I tell you right now, if we're talking about the psychological aspect, I would not be throwing his name out there if he was nowhere close to even coming back, especially knowing, and he even said this, came out of his mouth saying the moment that he tore his Achilles, the first thing he thought was, yo, are these guys going to trade me? That's what he thought about. One of the things he thought about, are they going to trade me? Am I going to be able to play again? These are things that was going through his mind. You're right. Psychologically, no, he might not be there, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure these guys have been in major discussions with him saying, hey, are you good? I'm good. All right, whatever the case may be. Hey, where are you at in your recovery? I'm here. You're looking pretty good. Okay, cool. They know how strenuous this whole league is and how these games could get you in terms of exhaustion and fatigue. You really think that all of this is just for them to say, yeah, he ain't coming back this year? What the hell was all that for then? Especially with them Boston fans.
I just say this.
Let me add this because the one thing that's been constant with this team is playing with Jaylen Brown, right? And I love the fact that like they haven't really stepped on each other's toes. You know what I mean? They've kind of defined their roles in terms of how they play with each other. You know, the media try to plot against them in terms of like they're gonna have to break this team up. There was a few years back, which I thought was like asinine because those guys were so young at the time, and it all worked out. You know what I mean? They won a chip. They've been into all these conference finals. They've had all this sweat equity together, right? Which again is great because it's working. It's obviously worked, right? This catastrophic injury happens. All the psychological stuff that will come with any athlete having this injury is totally paramount. I totally understand all of it. Is there a self pressure that might be put on himself because now that the dynamics have changed? Jaylen Brown has been like the 1B basically for most of his career. He's gotten a NBA, a conference finals MVP, a finals MVP. He didn't make the Olympic team. I think he's been like on an All-NBA team maybe once or twice. Now he's flirting with a MVP candidacy and being in the second team. He's the man right now. He's playing the best basketball of his career. Is he willing to go back to being 1B? Is that a thing for him, or is Tatum self looking at that like, man, I might have to come back a little. You know, I know, you know, I'm like 95%, but man, if Boston goes all the way to the conference finals with me on the bench, what's going to happen to me? You know what I mean? Like, because remember, there was a time where, I mean, both of them are getting $300 million contracts, but there was a role defined, even if it's 1A and 1B. Now Jaylen Brown's clearly the one. I know it's injury, but he's clearly the one. Is he willing to give that mantle back?
He doesn't need to because he's still the one.
I'm going to say this. Agreed. Secondly, remember, everything was under the assumption that this was going to be a tank year. No one had expectations of them being where they are in the season, especially heading into the third quarter of the season, right? Being second in the East with potential of catching Detroit, who knows? Right? So they're playing with house money right now. There's no expectation. That's why I'm saying this furthers my point about like resting Tatum. There's no expectation on this season. There's no point on to begin with, right? On rushing him back. So that's my only thing I'll say towards that. The Jaylen Brown factor, he's proven. I think this year with the chip on his shoulder, the disrespect from Team USA, he's just been disrespected for a long time. So he's always had to prove. Yeah, he's just been right. Even with the LAPD, that's going to be an interesting one. What's going to happen there? But yeah, I think he's on a mission, and I think he's just trying to prove everyone. But he's not just doing it on the offensive end. He's shutting people down on the defensive end. So he's probably, like, he calls himself the best two-way player in the league right now, and that's just 100% confidence. So he's 1A, definitely. So you bring up a good point, but like right now, playing with house money, there's no expectation, so there's no need for Tatum. This is a problem that should be coming into the next season for him.
Jan, who's your top 5 teams that you're most interested in before we move to the last topic?
My top five would be Detroit, to seeing how they finish out the season. I like I'm intrigued to see how Cleveland finishes off the season. The Harden trade has been quite interesting. They're 7-1, even though they got smacked to a shayless OKC. I like to see how that works, but who knows with Harden? I like what I'm seeing with Toronto. They're showing a lot of consistency, but I don't know. I'm not really a firm believer of them in the playoffs. New York,
your usual spiel with them.
Yeah, but because they need more seasoning in my eyes, and I'm not too firm a believer of that coach. His offensive in the half court is not the greatest, and it's just it will be interesting to see how they navigate. And it's all about the matchups, right? So I'll talk about Eastern Conference teams, and I said sorry, Detroit, Cleveland, Toronto, New York, because they've been up and down. It's interesting to see what's going on with Cat. They look like they're showcasing him a little bit more in the last couple of games, or the last game in particular. So he seemed to be he seemed to be he seemed to be more engaged.
They're doubling Jalen Brunson. That's why.
Okay.
They're traveling at the top of the perimeter. As soon as he crosses that,
I think he holds the ball. I think he holds the ball a little too long in isolation. Yeah. I think he should be a little bit more isolation heavy in the fourth quarter, not to throughout the whole game, because those other guys, he needs the others to get off to help him for the fourth quarter, and he definitely needs Cat. He needs Cat, and Cat's not showing up because he's going through a game within the game within the game. He's worried what people are thinking. He's worrying that he's not the all-star player. He's worrying the web to the player I was last year. I'm not featured as much. And obviously, his touches definitely impact his defense, right? So this is a coaching issue thing, right? They're still adjusting. He's still adjusting, and he hasn't put his foot down. So I'm intrigued to see what New York does. And more or less San Antonio. I was going to say Charlotte, but they have to prove some more to me. I like to see what San Antonio's doing. I like what Wemby's doing. I like what that team is doing. I know they beat Detroit today, and I noticed that the point guard there only had 10 points. So it's interesting to see.
Yeah, Cunningham,
yeah.
Good game.
No, not the point guard. The point guard for San Antonio. What's his name? Fox. He had 10 points. De'Aaron Fox had 10. Cunningham was 5 for 25 or something. He had a bad field goal. So. But it's just interesting to see. Duran had 25, right? So once again, I'm intrigued to see how Wemby can he stay healthy. It's just we're he believes, and they're all in belief with him. So it'll be interesting to see what the matchups will be and who they're going to be matched up in the playoffs.
Okay, I'll go through mine quickly. I had Boston. I had OKC just because I just want to see them play throughout the rest of the season, just for them to get healthy and try to get Jalen's sea legs back, because I think that's going to be really important going to the playoffs. But I'm not really worried about them. The Spurs is another one too, just because I feel like Wemby's mentality is slowly taking over that team. Just in terms of the way they play, especially tonight, as we're recording this, because they just played Detroit. And the fact that he orchestrated that all-star mode, I thought was, as I spoke before, great for the future and for him. And he's really, putting his reins in on the league. But the thing is, going into the playoffs is going to be interesting because they have no playoff experience, with the exception of Barnes and Fox. They have no real playoff experience at all, being a young team. So that's where, but we got time to talk about that later. Similar with Denver. I think Denver has just got to get healthy. We haven't really seen the lineup of Jokic, Murray, Gordon, Brown, and Cam Johnson play together for a long stretch, and we need them going into the playoffs to be healthy. I think Gordon's hamstrings are the X factor for that team, because soft tissue injuries, especially with hamstrings, those things, they act up at the worst possible time. And you know what I mean? And it doesn't just, when you usually have them during the season, they don't just go away just like that. You hope they do, but they just have a funny way of coming back. And He's had that injury twice that's knocked him off for like multiple weeks. So I think that's his hamstrings are the X factor. And the other one I will say is same thing has to do with injuries is Philly. That's a team I'm looking forward to kind of watching the rest of the season too, just because the future's here with those guards, with Maxey and Edgecombe, and Embiid is in a X factor position because, of course, as always, is due to his health. But I think the only difference now is that he doesn't have the weight of the pressure the same way now because Maxey's taking that reins off of him. So I think he's kind of moved from a point where it's like you need him to succeed to now it's like anything he's giving you is a bonus. You know what I mean? So if he's giving you those big all-star numbers and that's a bonus, like that kind of helps you win now. And then, I mean, we won't even get into the whole prescription Pete thing because that, I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. That's crazy. And then, I'm not feeling the Harden thing with Cleveland because I think he's more durable than Garland. But we've seen this story with Harden like 500,000
all the time, yeah.
So I'm like, we know how this is gonna go. We know. I know it's a different division or conference or whatever. We know how this is gonna go. I'm not looking forward to because we know how this story is gonna end up. You know what I mean? And I love Mitchell. And I love the guys they have on their team. They're a growing team, and even Tyson's kind of taking the reins in that small forward position now, which has been like their weak spot for years. But again, to your point, they lost to a SGA-less, Jalen-less OKC team yesterday. Like, Case and Wallace is killing them. Like,
yeah, but they also hit 21 threes, though, so I don't know about that.
Okay, but my point is, I'm like, the playoffs, Harden's gonna have to prove a lot to me.
Yes, you know agreed. Yeah, agreed. But this is a good situation for him. This is a lot better than when he was in Clippers right now. This is a good situation for him. And watching him and Mobley and the other big man there.
Yeah,
the other
Allen's benefiting from this.
Allen is balling. He's like since Harden, he's gone up like 7 points, and he right. And then Mobley's come back the last couple games. So, they're going to work on that connection. So I think that's only going to grow. That's only going to help them. Clearly, I think Harden is clearly a better fit for that team right now than Garland was. Just from his playmaking and the fit with Donovan Mitchell. The fit with Donovan Mitchell is seamless. They're taking turns.
I'll admit that.
Yeah, they're taking turns, but Harden, his facilitation is just what just takes the pressure off of Donovan.
It's funny you mentioned the Clippers because that's another team that they're an honorable mention for me because I've been watching them since the trade deadline, and listen, man, I kind of like their team, man. Like
Mathurin's balling right now, yeah.
Benny Math is hooping, man. He's been unleashed on this team. And if they can get something out of Garland, I think they're going to be better than what people think. I'm not saying they're going to make a big playoff run or anything like that, but they're going to be better than people think. Because even though they're losing some of these games now, like we're going to get to Kawhi next segment, our last segment, because he's a fucking machine. He's a machine, and the way that they're basically playing a pass at the will offense. And he's basically Will Smith right now. He's just put on that Bel Air Prep jersey right now, or vice versa. Because he's a machine. He's a Terminator, man. He's insane, and they're just handing the ball to him all the time, but he's making everything. And with that said, let's go to let's wrap up with our All NBA selections for third team, second team, first team. We can work off my list if you guys want. You can dispute it. You can argue with it. But my third team, I have so far, because this is not how it's going to end off. But so far, my guards are Maxey and Brunson. This guy, you breathing for air? You okay? You all right there?
That's your third team?
This is my third team. The two guards, Maxey and Brunson.
Hell no.
And my front court is Duran, Cat, and Avia. Fight me.
That's wild to me.
Fight me.
That's fucking wild to me, man. I got a cuss on. That's wild to me, man.
Fight me. Let's go.
Wow.
What do you just? Why are you disputing Maxey and Brunson?
Maxey's number one. He's first.
Okay.
He's done enough for Philly to keep them afloat without having Joel Embiid there consistently. Not only does that kid play offense, he also plays defense. He should be number one, not your third. Because if I find out whoever the hell your guards are for the number one and number two spot, I'm gonna lose it.
Okay.
And you know what? Fuck the rest of the conversation. I want to know who the other ones are before him. That's crazy. Who's in front of him?
What's your status, Jan?
Sorry, my internet paused again. So
Who would be your third? Who would be your third?
I would put Maxey on the second.
No, don't go first. Who would be your third team?
For what? Sorry.
All NBA. Who would be your third team? All NBA. 2 guards, 3 players in the front court. Third team.
The backcourt.
LeBron. You want to say it, but they gonna say it.
Are you playing the rules that that are eligible?
Yes.
Okay. I'll keep
eligible.
I would take Maxey off the third team and put him onto this. I'll put him up.
Okay.
But I would replace him with yeah, because he's balling right now, man. He's playing on both ends of the floor.
Oh, Maxey's balling. I'm not disrespecting him, man. He's hooping.
I'm just thinking I'm just trying to think off the top. Like, I had my list but my list was these guys are not eligible. I just realized it. They're not eligible because the game's played. So,
well, okay, keep going.
I don't think Maxey's third team. I think he's above that. I definitely agree with Brunson. But I would probably put who else should be in the backcourt? You know what? Yeah, I take it back. I'll leave that there because there's some guys that are on the team that do. Look at this guy! Look at this guy! Look at this guy! Yo, look at this guy! Yo, breathe, man.
Who's your third team, Batch? Run it.
I got Edwards. I got Luka. I got Barnes, I got Jarrett Allen, and I got Rudy Gobert.
Oh man, I got Barnes. Shoot, I forgot about Barnes.
And trust me, I almost left him out.
I was gonna put Barnes on the second team because of defense, because he's a defensive of the year candidate. That's my thing. See, I was gonna put Barnes on the third team, but then I said no because he's a defensive of the year candidate, and he impacts winning on both ends of the floor. I will put him on second team. And if they finish in the top 4, I'll give them that second team.
Just so you know, hold on, sorry, not to cut you. Just so you know, my list is not based off of wins either. I'm talking about how legitimate. It's all impact. I'm all about impact. So some of them might not have wins that show, but impact for sure.
That's fine. Here's my second team.
Go ahead.
My second team. I got Ant and Luka as the 2 guards. Right? I got KD, Wemby. Oh, I'm going to freak Batch out right now. Fight me right now, Batch. Fight me. Fight me right now. Jalen Johnson. Fight me.
And Jalen Johnson. Oh, this motherfucker.
Fight me.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. This is crazy.
He'd be third team. Jalen Johnson be third team.
He's not even on there.
No, he plays on both ends. High.
No, he doesn't.
He's everything for Atlanta.
No, he doesn't. Not anymore.
Everything.
Not anymore. Ever since Trey left, he don't play defense like that no more. Nice try.
He's got the responsibility of scoring too much now.
That's exactly what it is. So that's gone. No longer the court.
It may change, like I said, because I got Ave on my third, but he keeps hurting his back too. So this might change. But
so
I'll put him 13. I'll put Jalen 13 now.
Okay.
So you want the second for me?
Go ahead.
Shea.
Who?
Jalen.
He's not eligible.
No, he's eligible still.
He's still eligible, yeah. Shea, Jalen, D. Mitch, Duren.
Which Jalen?
Jalen Brunson. Sorry.
Okay. So Shea, Jalen Brunson,
Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Duren, and Donovan Clinton.
You got Donovan Clinton on you. What? Clinton. You talking about me?
Yo, that guy's solid, man. Hey, he's solid.
He is good.
Hey, he is solid. No, Donovan Clinton from Portland. He is solid.
Hey, Jan, there's more dust behind you. You want to dust it back again?
Yeah, go get that dust. Go get that dust. Rui Hachimura and Marcus Smart probably over there too. Your LA squad. Fucking bums. Yo, next one up. Let's go.
All right.
Number one, first team. I got Shea and Cade. And there can't be no disputes there.
No.
I got Shea and Cade. I got Jokic. I got Jaylen Brown. I got Kawhi.
Wow, you put Kawhi number one.
Hell yeah.
So that's the one that bumped. So that's the person that bumped Wemby?
Yeah, I would say so right now.
No, I would switch Kawhi with Wemby.
The confidence the confidence out of your mouth from your right there, I think you thought about that and was like, shit, that was kind of foolish though. There's no way you put Kawhi before Wemby. That's wild.
You know what? That could be debatable, sure. That could be debatable, sure. But my point is, I think Kawhi's been easily one of the top 10 players in the NBA this year. Easy.
Agreed. Okay, yeah. Not hands down. But I would put him I'll put him on the second team though.
If you want to switch him for Wemby, I'm actually okay with that. I'm actually okay with that.
I can live with that.
I could be okay with that. But that's how high I've been thinking that Kawhi's been playing, man.
So you want to know something crazy?
50, 40, 90 right now, basically. Or just below that mark.
So you remember Scotty Barnes in my third?
Yeah.
He slid in there over Kawhi for me.
You got to be insane right now.
And I only say, and again, the only reason why I say Scotty for now is because Scotty's done that 20 rebound game he had against Golden State it put him over the top than what Kawhi's done for this season. Only for this season alone. Because Scotty has been consistent, and that has been consistent playing alongside B.I. He's still doing what he's supposed to be doing.
He's doing good though. I'm not going to take away from him. He's been playing well.
That's the only reason why I slid him into the third spot for the third team All NBA. So basically, the number one is somewhat similar. I just don't have Shea's as in the number one. He's my number two. I got Tyrese as my number one, and then Cade, Jaylen Brown, Wemby, and then Jokic. That's my number one right there.
So Maxey, Cade,
Jaylen Brown, Wemby, and Jokic.
Brown. Okay. And I think part of the reason why I add Wemby on the second team too is I guess I was kind of being in that mindset of not having two centers on essentially on the same thing. But if you count in front court, it qualifies. So
that's exactly right. That you said front court and back court, right?
So that's why I think I more had it as like I'm putting Wemby as number two because he's a center, but even though it's a front court position. So that's why I'm okay with him switching out for Kawhi. Only for that reason. But under the old rules, Kawhi will be first team. Okay. He would be first team. Because I've been watching enough Clipper games the last month. I'm like, nah, man, he's like must see TV again. I mean, his contract gets voided.
Oh, wow. I would
this Uncle Dennis thing, yo. You guys got people in the Pablo Torre, man. Yo, this Uncle Dennis thing is wild and insane, man.
Is this still going crazy? I thought that's
bro. There's more stuff that came out today. Yeah, man. Yo, so basically, and I guess we'll wrap on it in just a minute, but basically, they've been basically trying to get at Kawhi since 2017. They've been making payments and stuff to get Kawhi since 2017. I'll send you the links for it, and everybody's watching or listening. You can Google it to see. But Pablo Torre put it out, man. But they've been doing this since he was on the Spurs.
So is that why I kept on seeing Loris Frank coming into Toronto every time Kawhi had a home game in Toronto? Yeah, you didn't know that, huh? Crazy, isn't it? They were sliding in the low. No idea. Unless you was front and center, knew what was going on coming in and out of the country. Yeah. Lawrence Frank was making an appearance every fucking game. Ain't that something?
Ain't that something? Was he wearing like a Dr. Clouseau the disguise, like Batman or some shit?
I mean, you tell me how many people actually would recognize that guy anyways.
Exactly. You got to be a real ball head, such as yourself, to notice that. So, yeah. So that's why I'm like, I think we're going to be coming back next month to talk about this aspiration, this whole thing, because I think there should be a verdict by then. I'm assuming by the end of March, because this shit is wild right now. So, but with that said, Kawhi again, like to me, he's been like the second best four in the league. You know, I'll put him behind Brown, but that's it. Legitimately, and you know, Giannis has missed way too much games, so you know he doesn't get that automatic position.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised.
I like what Cade's been doing. I like Shea before getting hurt. Jaylen Brown, undeniable. I'll put Wemby and Jokic at the first team. Second team, I have Maxey, Brunson, Barnes, Duren, Kawhi. Third team, I would have Luka, the kid from Atlanta there. I'll put him on the third team.
Jalen, yep.
Jalen. Who else is left? Donovan Mitchell.
I know. I'm leaving him off, which is nuts.
Donovan Mitchell. I guess
Guard's been great this year. Yeah.
Who else is? I'm forgetting something else. I can't think of any. Who else? Any fours?
There's Cat. There's Advia. There's KD.
KD.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, KD there, and then one more. Maybe the Advia guy, because he's been balling.
Yeah.
That's for you, Batch. That's for you. Okay. All right. There you go.
He's legit to me.
Oh, I know he is. That's why I said that. That's for you, because I was watching him. Like, I won't lie to you. I watched him before in the Euro leagues, but I wasn't taking him seriously because all these players ball for their national countries.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I first noticed him. And then when I saw him this year, what he was doing, and just the confidence and how they use him to kind of reset the flow, he sets the tone. I was like, okay, it'll be interesting to see how they move forward with Damian and adding all the parts that they have.
And draft picks. I like it.
Yes. Yeah.
Portland's going to be something.
Yeah.
Don't forget about Scoot.
And Scoot, yeah, he's still trying to figure it out though. So with Damian Lillard's tutelage, you'll see if they can put it all together, right?
I feel like he might get lost in the shuffle.
I think so too. But he has to like now. There's pressure for him to pick it up. He has to pick it up running, or he's out of there by midseason, guaranteed next year.
Yeah, like I said, depending on if they get a top 10 pick and another guy, like if a cuff guy comes in there, or you know what I mean, that the kid that from Arkansas that dropped like 49 the other night. Listen, man, there's some guys coming down the pipeline in this draft, man. So
that was my 15. Before you guys thought my numbers were all messed up, that was my 15. Portland.
Portland, okay.
They're going to the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I see it. I think Dame is not going to be.
Damian Lillard winning 3-point contest and not doing anything. That's very inspirational for them in the offseason. Look forward to.
Yeah, I agree. And last thing I'll say though, man, just to wrap up, Jan, your Lakers play no defense, man. It's crazy.
Oh no,
watching the game. Oh my God, it's like I don't even know. Like when people are like, "You're gonna go in the second round," I'm like, "Come on, man, you guys."
I don't even watch the games. I can't watch the games anymore.
It's bad,
I
man.
just watch the highlights. I watched the Boston game, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm out of here." And it's hard. Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I got like it's hard watching. It's hard watching it. It's hard." So
when did you turn it off?
You get just after the halftime, I guess. Just after halftime, because there was a good goal. It was a good back and forth.
Yeah.
For the first half.
Payton Pritchard was eating all alive.
Pritchard was going off. And I was like, okay, I can't take this anymore, so I'm out of here.
Yo,
So I got something else to do, so I'm just gonna do that.
Pritchard was cooking them like oxtail batch, like with the spinners, the spinners. It was wild, like that. Woof, that wasn't pretty, man. That wasn't pretty. But we'll leave it here, man. We'll definitely come back next month and do this again. But thank you guys as always for having a conversation, man, and just like having you guys come on the like a milestone pod, man. I definitely appreciate y'all in all seriousness.
Yes, sir.
No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be on here, man. Thank you for having us, man. But once again, I'm glad to be a part of the journey, man. And,
appreciate it, man.
And watching Batch's reactions is just priceless, you know.
Yeah. So the hater spirit.
Yo, this guy, man, he's got can't take the emotion out of his opinions, man.
Nah,
personal. This guy, it's so personal.
Can't, man. Holy. The things that was said today was just off the fucking rip. It was just it was just off the hook, man. That was crazy, man. That was more ridiculous than you saying that the Lakers were going to beat the Timberwolves.
Yeah, yo, Cal, you said something crazy though today, man. Come on, man.
What'd I say?
The Wemby, the second team. Come on, man.
Yes, that's wild.
Listen, I told you my reasoning. I told you. I said I had it still in the center mode. I'm trying to do the new school, but I still had it in the old
Maxey's
school mode.
Third team? Nah, dude.
Yo, Maxey's the third team. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Yo, you're doing acid.
Yo, put your sunglasses back on, guy. Nah.
Yo, that's crazy. And take that hat off, man.
Hey, don't be disrespecting my expos, man. Don't do that.
Yo,
don't do that.
The thing is, if you're making comments like that, you disrespecting them.
That part's getting edited out, by the way.
Yeah. You gotta do that. You gotta do that. Immediately.